Can you wrap it up?
Disclaimer, there are
Yeah,
some
so
potentially scarring material in this adult-ish content. Well, I guess yeah, it would be adult, but it's like mostly on the ethics and violence aspect of machine learning and the ethics and things of humans and how they correlate.
Oh,
So
there are
correlation, math IA, math IA.
there are some disturbing topics, especially near the end of this
we
episode.
should introduce ourselves. This is our second episode of the Jerbear Sigma
Of the
experience. I'm
Jerbear
Luke.
Sigma experience.
Jerbear Sigma experience.
All right. So, what do you guys think about the new feature where you can like upload your thoughts, or not your thoughts, but you can upload like text and how you write and like pictures, and the machine will try to learn like who you are and basically clone your brain.
Okay, so I think that's very exploitable. I think it's kind of akin to deepfaking, except like to a more extreme extent. Oh, because if it's like trying to make a one-to-one clone of a certain person, I think that's a lot more extreme than deepfaking specifically. Oh, because deepfaking is just altering video, whereas like this is like kind of like getting like someone or like a clone of someone to say exactly what they would say in real life.
So
I think that's kind of unethical.
So what I'm getting at is like someone is taking another person's like text or whatever and putting it into this algorithm to impersonate them.
So
For
literally,
yourself, like
literally cloning yourself onto a computer.
yeah, supposedly. It's like
Okay.
creating another version of yourself. Like the intended reason that it was created is so you can kind of discuss with yourself, bounce ideas off of yourself with like an AI version of like a clone. I mean, you can probably also, steal celebrities' likeness, but I feel that's not the intended like, thing.
Well, I mean, like the intentions are also like are always very far off of like the actual results. Like
Yeah,
for
true.
vaping,
Yeah.
the intention was to get people off smoking, but it just got people more into smoking.
That's true.
Yeah, that what Now said has some truth in it.
Yeah, what do you guys think about like you doing it for yourself though? Would you ever consider it?
Personally, I like for now, I don't think I would. Just like first of all, the thought of it is kind of like unsettling that there's a me in this computer that's kind of like I don't know how to explain it. Like it's taking over my place.
Like it's kind of
and
like
speaking
uncanny.
yeah, it's like speaking for me, right? Like
It's a replacement.
I don't want that to happen.
Mhm.
I want to like
Yeah.
control what I say, what I like, how I appear to others. Like I want that to be in my control, right? Like yeah, it's a clone of me, but like I don't have control over that thing in the computer, and I find that really like uncanny.
I feel like that's probably gonna be something that I use once, but like never again. Like I'd use it like just to see if it's useful or not. Like see if I could actually like get any good ideas using it. But then, like, if it doesn't fit or if it doesn't like work like that for me, I'd probably just never use it. Because like other than that, it just kind of seems like a novelty.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Niles. I would probably just like try it once or twice just to see what it's like. But then at the same time, I mean, you're uploading like your own information, or
ton
not
of
your
data,
information,
yeah.
but like, it's your personality and characteristics onto a kind of database, and you never know what the hell people can do with that.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
100% would not do it because I don't really trust the developers at all.
I mean,
Because like I don't even
Who's
I
it
wouldn't
developed
even
by?
I'm actually not sure. I think there's more than one now. I've been seeing it pop up. Oh,
No way.
okay, we're
All right,
welcoming
yeah. Just for some
Kevin,
context,
guys.
dear viewers, Kevin just like randomly appeared.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so that's pretty
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
So yeah,
What's
that's
up?
cool.
Let's catch Kevin up and then get back in the conversation, I guess.
Yeah. Before we continue on, we would like to thank the sponsor of today's podcast, iRobot. Have you ever found yourself to be short on time to do your chores and tasks after working hard and not procrastinating singing for your exams or other things? Well, the new Roomba J7 Plus is just for you. iRobot has been working hard, further developing the Roomba, and the newest product, the J7 Plus, is a culmination of all this work. The Roomba J7 Plus has many features. Not only does it have the standard vacuuming past models had, but it also features a new mopping feature. Not only that, but using its advanced recognition software on its built-in camera, you can even now detect different materials which it is working on. Additionally, the robot is very self-sufficient. Using the Roomba mobile app, you can set the pathing for it and set a time for it to clean every day. If you're looking to purchase this amazing product, visit www.irobot.com/JerbearSigma. Again, that is www.com/irobot.com/JerbearSigma. And thank you, iRobot, for sponsoring this video.
Podcast. Okay, we're starting right now. We just caught Kevin up. Actually, we can take Kevin's opinion. Would you do it? Would you upload your brain basically into a computer?
Yeah, for me personally, I probably wouldn't, because it feels like I'm being exploited if someone can just use my brain in a sense, you know?
Yeah, I
They
totally
can
feel
just
that.
exploit.
Okay, just to add on, like you know how you said this is used as like a way of you talking to yourself, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of do that already, you know.
That's
Yeah,
true,
same.
true,
Yeah.
true.
Dude, the voices in my head, they're getting louder.
Like, do you
Mr.
ever
Peters?
just like talk to
Hey.
yourself?
Yeah, I
Like-
definitely do that. I think it would be really weird to like talk to a computer and then have it
Yeah,
respond
like,
in the way
I'm
that
just-
you'd respond.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, why don't I just do that by myself? Like, damn.
Yeah, it definitely
So,
goes
like-
back into what you were saying earlier about like it just being uncanny and just like uncomfortable. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, the next question that's kind of related to this is, some people were considering using this kind of brain thing to help with grief. So if somebody
Right.
passes away, you upload their likeness to this machine, I guess, and then let's say it's like your grandfather passed away, then you upload his likeness to it so your grandmother doesn't,
Okay.
die,
Okay.
like get too sad.
Have you
I.
guys have you guys watched The Wandering Earth?
Oh my
yeah.
god, that sounds so
I don't
Wait,
familiar.
the
What the hell?
second one or the
Like, what we're
first one?
talking about is like right in the movie, The Wandering Earth 2.
Oh, is it actually?
Oh, I haven't watched the
Wandering
second one yet.
one.
Oh, it's
the
also
second-
important to note that it's only for like a small amount of time. Like you're not gonna leave it in there, forever. But it's just for like the initial
Yeah.
grief.
But like, would that help at all? Like, once that leaves, you're still left with nothing.
Yeah, and like I'm sure that there's gonna be some sort of like knowledge that it's not like actually them.
Yeah,
And I'm
for
sure
It's
that
like-
the program's not perfect, so it's not gonna be like exactly how
Yeah,
they
for
would
sure.
respond.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of like an argument of like, say you had a really good friend that you haven't seen in a long time, or like died or something, right?
Uh-huh.
Would you rather have them back for 1 hour, or just not have them back at all?
Not
I
gonna lie, I
would
feel like this
still
is just
wanna
like kind
have
of
them back,
disrespect
for
and
sure.
like dishonor to the person, because
Yeah,
I don't know,
I
you're
guess
using
so.
a program to impersonate, not really, like
Them.
yeah.
Like, yeah, I see what you mean. Like, it doesn't like capture the person in their like, how would you explain,
Real
like their
sense.
full? Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
yes.
in like.
Yeah. I mean,
the
it's
real
like
person.
it's kind of a coping mechanism, right?
It
It
is.
probably works for some people and it doesn't for others.
It might be
always go
just
to the
like
gym.
maybe for like maybe like first couple days until you.
Yeah.
Well, at
until
the
you
end you
accept
have
it.
to accept it, right? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But like you have to accept it eventually, anyways.
Yeah. I feel that another use for it can be like if someone's having like mental issues or something, like if they're being like extremely irrational and they realize it, they could upload themselves onto this said program and maybe like talk to a more rational version of themselves.
Oh man, that would be terrible
Yeah.
for me. I would
Dude, I
literally
need that,
be,
bro.
oh man. I feel like my rational version is like way worse than my rational one.
Oh,
Like I would totally fight myself all the time if
No,
I existed
I
as two
can
parts.
definitely see that happening.
yeah, that sounds like a very Luke thing to happen.
Yeah. I don't think I'd clone myself unless I could completely control my clone like a
Oh,
biological
shadow clone? Damn, from
Shadow
Naruto?
clone.
Yeah.
If it was a shadow clone, maybe I'd do it because like I don't want to do homework. So,
Oh, that's true.
but
That is true.
but yeah, I probably wouldn't do a legit clone. Would you guys do a physical clone?
A physical
No,
clone?
no, hell no, hell no,
I think
never.
like what Luke said, if I can
One
completely control
that
that
would look
person,
weird,
probably, but
two.
at the same time, that's not really like a
A
clone.
clone.
Yeah.
Well, you can maybe
Yeah.
just tell it what to do and it'll just listen to you.
Like physical clone.
I don't
If it was
think,
a physical
dude, I
clone,
would like doubt
like-
myself so much. Like, why would I even listen to you if like it's not for like the clone's benefit? If you know what I'm saying. Like the clone would
That's
have kind of like what
true.
I was thinking, and I don't want to do work. Neither does my clone, and then we're just gonna like
yeah,
start
then
fighting.
you just there's just two of you sitting there like playing Forza Horizon 5.
True,
Just like end
true.
up having like an army of lazy people.
Yeah.
Wait,
you
Forza,
start
in
off
Forza
with-
Horizon 5, isn't there like a feature that like reads the driver's like play patterns and then kind of like bases it off that?
yeah,
and there's
yeah,
like an
so
AI
yeah,
that replaces
they
that?
have AI drive avatars, which is
Really?
literally
What the
just
fuck? I don't know.
like
it's the same.
it kind of copies each like player's playing style, but it mainly just goes by pre-programming. But then it's
That's
like kind of
why
funny because it
Kevin
has the
always
gaming's
maneuvers me.
names.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why Kevin's always like
Not
running
this Kevin,
into
my
us
lord.
because
Not this
like
Kevin, my
that's
lord.
what he actually does.
Yeah, I guess that goes back to like machine learning, and as Luke mentioned earlier, kind of like getting user data and then cloning their actions or like their behaviors onto
Pattern
like, an AI?
recognition.
Yeah, like even in like say Forza Horizon 5, right? Like
Mhm.
it's still a little uncomfortable seeing like AI like opponents copy the driving styles of your friends.
Yeah, that's very understandable.
It's like
Yeah, that
I
kind
didn't expect you to do that because
weird.
you're a robot.
Do you have any more questions, Cheers, Luke Nader?
I think that's pretty much it for that part.
Mhm.
I think we all mostly agree on like probably not a good idea to copy somebody's brain.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
how about on the other hand, if you could literally put your brain into a computer, like when you die, would you want to live like in a computer? Like Arnim
So-
Zola
so-
from The Winter Soldier?
Honestly, I don't want to be like I want to be dead at some point. Like I don't like
Yeah,
the
same.
whole idea
I
of
don't
being
know.
immortal.
I kind of
Well,
want to
'cause,
be
like,
immortal, I'm not gonna
That kind of devalues life in general. Oh, because like
Yeah.
I guess.
I think the value of life is like
In
how
death.
how finite it is and how like kind of fragile it is, right? And I
Mhm.
feel that by kind of taking that away, you're taking it away from your life. Because like a lot of people, they want to do things within their lifetime, right? If you don't have, if that lifetime is stretched to infinity, then it's kind of useless. Like you kind of lose your motivation to do anything. Because like, oh, I could just do it like in X amount of
Later,
years.
like literally
Yeah.
later.
Yeah.
I mean, it
What
would
would you guys
definitely.
think is the like let's say there is no illness, nothing. Like you'll never get tired or you won't get like more physically unfit. How long would you actually want to live?
I'd
Like
probably
100
just.
years, 200 years?
I mean,
20
probably
years?
like I feel like at some point things just get boring.
Yeah.
I don't know about y'all, but I want to fucking stay immortal. Oh, I shouldn't swear. I
Hey,
want to
hey,
stay
whoa,
No,
whoa.
it's
Hey,
fine.
Jerbear! Oh my god!
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Someone get this guy out
Bro
of here.
bro forgot he was doing an assignment.
Bro forgot he was doing
Yeah, for
homework.
real.
That's
I
alright.
would
I
say-
honestly kind of want to stay immortal. Dude, the thought of just not existing, not like me not existing when something significant happens, like and I'm missing it out just because I'm freaking old. It's kind of like, bruh.
Oh boy, then
Like,
That's a
are you
bro
kidding?
moment
you're
right
gonna have
there.
to like live until then you're gonna have to literally live forever if you don't want to miss
Yeah.
anything.
Well,
yeah,
I'd
but
be
you
fine
can't
with
really
that.
say. Well, at least for the computer brain analogy, you can't really say that you won't miss something because you're in a computer, so you can't really move. You can just
I
think.
mean, what's
You're just
stopping me
there.
from? Okay, okay. Like,
Technically,
Well, I
computers
guess
can
yeah. There's like
also-
what's stopping him from like just going into a factory, like
no,
quote
as
unquote
in,
hacking
as
into a
in,
factory system and building himself a physical body.
no,
If-
Well,
if
actually,
the
no,
technology is like advanced enough.
does my brain have Wi-Fi connection or not? Because that's really important.
but no, like,
Yeah,
I think my brain
you
will
can access the
explode if it
entire
has Wi-Fi
internet.
No.
connection.
like my thought is assuming that if we have this technology, then it'd be super intuitive to place this conscience inside like a moving object or like a robot.
That's true.
Why
That's-
wouldn't
that's
you
a
do
good
it?
point.
Yeah.
Car,
Like, why wouldn't you do it? Unless like I'm gonna like commit crimes and you can't kill me or something like that. I don't know.
That's literally
that's
like
fair,
the
that's
Cars
fair.
and Planes movie. You put consciousness into a car.
All right. Yeah, I would definitely not do that because I agree with Niles in the sense that I would not want to be immortal. I think if I wouldn't get tired at all, I would say probably I'd want to live around 500 years and then just, you know, disappear.
I don't know.
I feel like that's
Like,
good
for
enough
me-
to explore the whole world mostly.
Yeah, like I said, 100 years, but then I feel like depending on the circumstances, I think I'll just see like how long you want to do it, like at the given moment.
Yeah, I think it will definitely change for me, like day to day as well.
Yeah.
Like of course, if my life gets a lot worse, I would not want to live for longer, right? But like if I become extremely successful, I'd want to live longer.
Yeah,
I know
also, I don't wanna
it's a
lose
very.
people.
Wait, sorry. Can you repeat that?
I don't want to lose people. So like
Oh yeah,
as,
definitely.
as you grow
Oh, yeah,
older,
yeah.
right, you're gonna have to watch everyone around you die. And I
Mhm.
feel
Right,
like
that's why like
I'd much
lot of
rather
people-
die before that. So like I wouldn't mind dying at like 70. I
right, that
think.
like isn't
Maybe
that
when I
one of
get there
the
it'll suck.
like biggest arguments of why people don't want to be immortal? Like
Yeah.
they have to
We're-
witness
Yeah.
witness everything end, all their
Mhm.
loved ones dying, the world literally ending, and then just like floating in I don't know nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you can't even die. Like
Like I feel that
you know,
at some point you're just gonna go completely like batshit insane.
yeah. Oh, hey.
Hey,
hey.
hey,
Oh,
yo,
no,
hey,
I'm sorry,
yo, hey,
I'm
yo.
sorry. Ah! No, please don't ban me from your Christian Minecraft server. Please.
Yeah.
Should we like disclose the time so then we are
Oh,
like
yeah, by the way,
Yeah,
it's
portrayed as a little
11:05
more
p.m. right
sane.
now. So
yeah, so we're like portrayed as a tiny bit more sane. Yeah, and like
yeah.
two of us just had science fair judging and we're really tired.
Mhm.
Oh
Yeah,
my god,
it's okay, it
judging
makes
little
me hard to see,
kids.
don't worry.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I
What
also
are those
want to
sounds in
bring
the
up
dark?
like the concept of like I agree with Niles in that life isn't really valuable if it's infinite. I think that's also what makes it so powerful to say you'll sacrifice your life for either something or someone, and that's what makes love so powerful, I feel like. Because if you sacrifice something that you always had, or like you'll always have, like time, for example, if you're immortal and let's say you spend an hour helping someone, it's basically nothing to you. That's like pennies
Yeah.
in the long amount of years that you have. But if you sacrifice something like in our lives, let's say you wait for somebody for 5 years, then that is like more meaningful because of the limited constraint that you have on Earth.
What
Mhm.
was that Bruno Mars song called again? Like was it Grenade?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I
that's
catch a
pretty
I like
grenade for you.
grenades.
Yeah.
Grenades are
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
like I feel that the phrase like I'm spending time with someone is like very like time is valuable because for us it's finite, right? If you're
Yeah.
if you're
Like,
immortal, like
you're not you when you use it. There's no getting it back.
exactly.
Yeah.
And then when you're immortal, like it's just an infinite supply of time. It's like I'm gonna breathe air on you. It's kind of
Yeah.
like the same value as that.
Yeah, this is why the IB program is not worth it. Don't spend your time. It's finite.
It's true.
Sucks.
I mean, look at the provincial kids. They seem much happier.
They're
than
living
we
their
do.
best life, bro.
Like they're out partying like every weekend.
So I don't actually like partying. I'd probably just like even waste more time if I wasn't in IB.
Yeah, honestly, like for me, like the benefit of IB for me is that it actually like forces me to actually work hard.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
'cause,
also
like,
why I
that's
took
that's
it.
that's really funny.
Oh, because like for provincial, like I just do it so then like, oh, okay, this work is okay. Oh, because and then like I feel that for IB it kind of forces me to work to like a higher degree. Well, because
Yeah, we can-
like
we can
it's
try,
judged
yeah.
to a higher degree. So yeah,
Also, more challenging, I guess.
Yeah,
and
more
stuff to
challenge.
do.
Have you guys listened to what was it called? Stuff you should know.
Nope.
Nope,
No,
I've never heard
okay.
of that.
I mean, you guys can give it a listen. It's pretty interesting. Like they talk about some cool stuff, and then like basically structure it like they have
What-
like an
what cool
intro
stuff?
bit, a little break, a
Oh.
middle part that's pretty lengthy, another break, like ad break, quote unquote ad break, where they also get to take a break, right? And then the
Uh-huh.
conclusion. We can structure that as well.
Isn't that kind of how all
Yeah,
podcasts
that's
are
Yeah,
how
I
all of
structured?
them work.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
don't know.
I just clicked on the thing, and the first episode that I saw is how empathy works. What do you guys think about empathy?
Is machine learning able to replicate empathy?
I don't think so.
Oh, that's a good question.
I think machine learning is practically like a psychopath, because you can technically teach a psychopath certain rules that they should follow, which are,
Mhm.
you know, laws, but they don't really have any moral obligation to follow those rules. I feel
Yeah.
like AI is exactly the same, except that they physically can't not follow the rules at this point. But if they
Mhm.
could, they probably wouldn't.
Like
Yeah, like the
they
only
have no
thing
limits.
holding, like the only thing tying them to like any moral obligations set
their
upon them is
programming.
it's just as programming.
Yeah.
And like yeah, if AI ever becomes sentient, like of course that will be gone, and then ooh, scary.
I mean,
That kind of like ties into the last question of
Yeah,
whether
but we should save that for conclusion, right?
Okay,
Okay.
ChatGPT is stating that it's not sentient, but that sounds like something who's sentient is would say if they don't want to find out.
Well, I mean, that's like saying that I don't commit crimes when I actually don't commit crimes.
Are we-
Yeah,
like-
and it's also like
you
they
sure
probably
about that?
programmed it to say that.
Yeah, like, I feel that a lot of people now are kind of scared of AI becoming sentient, especially like with what happened with the AI at Google, as mentioned before in ITGS, like in class.
are
Yeah.
we biased because of all this, like, what's it called? This paranoia of it becoming sentient and like kind of like ruining everything, and that we
100%
and
we
that
are
we-
very biased,
100%.
but
I
we're
think
trying
there's
to
a
look
good
at it
there's like
from...
I think there's a good reason behind it.
I mean,
Like-
because in my this might be like super shallow, but like I think morals or maybe ethics can, in a way, be just like algorithm or just like a set of rules for it to follow. I don't know,
Yeah, but everyone's like for humans, everyone's morals are different.
Yeah.
but you can like go to the most objective and the safest one, and then have that ingrained into the program.
What is the most...
But which one is the most
objective
safest
one?
and most objective one?
Yeah, like I think that varies a lot between like religions and countries.
Yeah,
like-
I don't think there's
And,
any
like even
single...
even like individual people themselves, like how do you
Yeah,
determine which one is
exactly.
the
I
safest?
don't think there's
one?
any single moral that goes across all people. I don't think it exists.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, like,
like
you can't even- you can't
even
even
the most
say-
obvious thing, like you should not kill, is not apparent
Yeah,
to
like
everyone.
even that, like even
no,
you
I
should
don't
not
think
right.
that's even
Yeah,
that much of a
yeah, even-
moral
even-
thing. I
Yeah,
don't think not
interesting.
killing is like strictly a moral thing, because it depends on the situation. Like
It
if you're
depends, but, like-
in a self-defense situation, then in my opinion, it's like pretty safe to say that it's okay,
Okay.
to defend
Wait,
yourself.
let me rephrase. You should not kill out of desire to kill someone if they've not done anything wrong to you. There.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
I feel like that
Yeah,
should be
I-
universal,
like-
right? Shouldn't that be universal?
No. It's not even. It's not
No,
universal.
It should
Have you
be,
heard of
but it's
psychopath
definitely not.
Oh,
Because
oh.
have you
killers?
seen how many like dictators
No,
and
as
stuff
in-
there are?
As I mean, Okay. I was gonna say maybe for an AI,
Mm-hmm.
that would be a pretty good thing to integrate into the program.
Yes,
It is
but
a good thing to
Yeah, it
ingrain,
is.
but it's not. But like,
It's not, like,
I'm just
universal
corroborating
across
Luke's point.
everyone.
That's not. Yeah, that's not like apparent to everyone. Like,
yeah.
he was saying that there's no like morals that are like. He says that he believes that there are no morals that are like universally shared, and I was just
Yeah.
like expounding on that point.
I think it's definitely good to put that with AI, but
Yeah,
my
yeah,
point
for
was
sure.
that an AI doesn't have any moral obligation to follow those set of rules that we give it unless it can
Okay.
it cannot not follow them. Like it only follows them because it doesn't have a choice. If it did have a choice, it might not follow them because it doesn't have emotion. When you guys think that machines will surpass humans in like sports, do you think they already have
Yes.
I mean,
in
do you
every
count
single
chess? Do you
sport,
count
or do
chess
you
as
think?
sport?
Well, okay,
Um,
obviously in
Actually,
chess
What do
it's
you-
like an algorithm, right? So
I think it depends on the sport.
What do you define as a sport? Oh, because like the
I guess
term
any
sports becoming very
physic-
ambiguous now.
That's true. I'd say maybe like oh wait, let's search it up actually, so I don't
Okay.
embarrass myself. Sport definition.
Like for
All right, an
things that
activity involving physical exertion and skill in which an individual or team competes against another or others for entertainment.
Okay.
That could be a lot of things then.
Yeah.
Oh, because
Okay,
like
for things
physical
like
exertion is like it could be there could be a lot of it. Like if you're playing like a sport like soccer or basketball, but then you could also argue that just like waving your mouse around and pressing keys on a keyboard is physical exertion.
Well, that's an
Okay,
e-sport, so it's still
uh
sport.
okay,
Kinda.
like let's just say darts, right? That's a legit sport, right? I feel like a robot
yeah.
would definitely beat a human, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I think in combat sports as well, because humans can't really hurt the robot that well.
Yeah, like if you
Like,
kick a piece of metal, that's gonna hurt a lot.
yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, I feel that like as Luke mentioned in combat sports, especially like boxing, imagine like
Boxing a
just
steel
robot.
pole.
Yeah, you're just boxing
Actually, no,
a thing made
you
out of
could
steel.
technically win on points though,
Hmm.
if
But
it
then,
doesn't
like-
hit you enough. But it'll probably kill you first, because it'll
Yeah.
knock you out. Wait, actually, no. If it kills you, you win because it's disqualified.
Oh my.
Oh, it's winning past the grave. Let's go.
So
Sucker punch.
technically,
Oh my god.
no. But like the fact that we're arguing, or like we're trying to find ways that you can beat the AI, probably means the AI wins most of the time.
Yeah, definitely. I would think that the AI would win most of the time.
But how about something like basketball? Do you think there's a basketball robot that can just school all the top NBA teams?
Okay, I feel like sports involving like
Running.
well, not just running, like split-second decisions, like say like racing, uh, soccer, like basketball, all of these sports, or like badminton, like especially in teams, like split-second decisions are really important, right? I don't think AI can really, or the AI technology we have right now can really replicate like that kind of decision making yet.
That's fair.
That's hard. I don't know. That point's hard for me to argue because like I don't really have much experience in like split second decision making like terms
Like-
of that.
Jerbear, you know, like
No,
when you're
like-
playing Forza, right?
Oh, yeah,
When
what
you
about-
break, how you defend, how you attack, right? That's all very different from every single instance. Like I don't think AI can really replicate that. Same thing with
Mhm.
soccer, right? You need to take into account the positions of your teammates, like and how you want to like push forward the attack, or like the defense.
Is it that hard though?
Wait. So let's say an argument of soccer, is it like the entire team is robots or is it just
The whole team is robots.
the whole team is robots? Okay, so I think that
I think that would.
in
I think that would work because they would be
yeah, I
a
think
lot
that
more
would work because
coordinated.
like they'd be a lot more they're a lot more coordinated. They're actually like synchronized with each other.
Yeah.
So I think that in that case
Yeah.
specifically, when they're all robots, I think
they'd
that
win.
they'd win.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if say it's just like a mix
One.
of robots and humans, I think
Mhm.
it's gonna be a little wonky.
Yeah.
Actually, I would say if you have the shooter, like I don't know what the person who tries to score goals in soccer is called, like the person who
Strike-
pushes up.
Striker.
Strikers.
If you have that person, as a robot, they have way more power than an actual person. So if
That's
you
true.
just pass to
Okay,
that person,
yeah,
it can
I
just
think-
shoot like straight
Bro.
through.
Right, like I guess there's like the physical advantage of power and speed,
Yeah.
and accuracy too, I guess.
The back of my mind always wonder, well, in this conversation is like, what's the point?
Point of
The point of like machine learning in sport, like and playing
Yeah,
in
I
such
think it's
physical
really
sports.
dumb because like why would you
True,
watch that?
like,
It's like
isn't-
watching a simulation.
Like half of the enjoyment of sports is because they're humans,
yeah.
Yeah, and their
And, like-
physical
and like
capabilities
you
of
can do
pushing
yourself,
themselves
right?
to
Like
the
you
absolute
can
limits,
go
right?
right.
But
Yeah,
then
and
you're
there's
like,
also the
but then
fact
you
that-
have like machines at that point who are clearly, if they work together, are
Superior.
clearly, yeah, exactly superior. Then it would be logical for both teams to have robots. But then at that point, like,
not sport.
what's even the point of the sport? Like, if you're competing
like,
just
okay,
against
watching
robots,
play
there's
sports.
Yeah, like,
there's
let's-
better
let's
ways
just
of
simulate.
having robots compete against each other, other than
Right, like,
this
let's say
kind of
chess,
sport.
for example, like
robot combat or
you-
something. Like
Oh.
robots.
Yeah, I
Robot
think the
combat would
one,
actually be so interesting.
I think
Honestly,
the one
yeah,
there,
that's
there
not
is,
bad.
there
that's
is,
like,
there's like I don't want to say war robots because that makes me think of
Oh,
war.
God.
War robots.
I think the one situation that a robot sport would be really cool is in any combat scenario, but the reason it's cool is because the people have to build the robot. So like you
think,
can give it advantages over each other. If you just put
yeah,
the
no,
same
there is
two,
a-
it might not be as cool.
I don't know if this is sport, but it's definitely like a type of entertainment. I mean, it's called battle bots. It's literally just humans building robots that and
Yeah.
then making them fight each other in a ring.
Yeah, that's
But it's still
that, I mean, it's
controlled by
kinda
humans.
Cool. Yeah,
I don't know if it's
but
con-
like,
Is it?
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
it is.
yeah.
It's still
Yeah,
yeah.
controlled.
Remote
You
control.
It's like a RC car.
Yeah.
Mhm. And they just put like blades and stuff on it.
Have you
Those
guys
are
watched
sick.
Real Steel? That
No.
movie is so good. That's like one of my favorite movies.
I've never watched that, nor have I ever heard of that.
It's
Oh, yeah, back to, like-
it's basically robot boxing. It's controlled by the humans to some extent, but yeah, it's just two robots that go at it against each other in a ring. It is controlled by people, but I think that's a pretty cool way to like show off the sport.
Mhm.
I mean, okay, going back to the topic of like human versus human sports versus like robot versus robot. Like, would you rather watch a chess game between two AIs that just play every single book move?
I
In
mean,
would you
that's
rather
a
see some,
simulation,
variety?
though. That's
like,
Yeah, I
not
guess.
really.
I mean, I guess part of sports is also the unpredictability.
Yes.
right,
Okay.
like last year's World Cup where Argentina got beat by Saudi, I think. Like no one would have thought that would happen, but it did, and that kind of made it
Makes it
exciting
interesting.
to watch.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Japan
Okay,
beat
let's-
Germany, bro.
Let's bring this into another topic. What do you guys think about the concept of a perfect world where there's like no violence, everybody's happy? For
I don't
me,
wanna talk
I
about
think it would be really boring to live in, and I
Yes.
wouldn't
That
really
is
want to be
true.
there.
Yes, I agree with
But
that.
then at the
'cause,
same
like,
time, I
Okay,
also
you go,
don't
Daniel.
want to die.
Wait, but
honestly, I think that a perfect world, just the entire idea of that is very dystopian to me. Because like,
Mm.
well, part of the motivation of like why we live is to like resolve problems we have, right? And like resolve problems in our world. If those problems don't exist, there's not really much of a point of human life.
not all problems
Yeah.
need to necessarily involve violence.
But I mean, it's kind of fun.
But in theory,
Okay.
in a way, we are already kind of living in that perfect world, I mean.
Wait. If there's no violence, is there still CS:GO?
Oh.
I cannot live
Oh,
without
no, no, let's go! No, no!
Dude, I'm gonna insert a Jerbear clip right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if there's no problems in our world, are there any like FPS
That's
games?
true.
I think-
Like-
What?
Like,
I feel like
Like,
a lot
FPS
of-
games
a lot-
themselves would cause problems.
Dude, even in Genshin, right?
Oh my
Well,
God,
'cause-
yeah.
Rage.
Like the Archon quest is all around surrounding is like all surrounding a problem, right? Like, for example, in Mondstadt, the
Right,
problem
yeah,
is like
yeah.
Barbados is like got taken over by the
yeah.
abyss,
Venti
right?
is goddamn useless.
Okay, let's maybe let's
No,
clarify
Venti was not
bit.
useless. Zhongli was more useless.
Let's say
Wait, what are you
that
talking
Rhino was more
about?
useless.
No, shut up.
we're
What?
clarifying what
Hey,
we
you
mean by
shut
perfect
up,
world. It's
Jerbear.
not that no problems exist, but that you can like resolve it in a way that makes both parties happy.
Okay. But so perfect world isn't like I won't stub my toe anymore.
Yeah, you won't stub your toe.
Oh yeah. I want a perfect world. I want a perfect world.
I wouldn't actually. I think
No,
the
no,
chaos
that's
is
a
what
joke.
makes our world funny or like interesting.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
Wait.
if you can't stub your toe, can you wish the person you really
Oh
dislike
my
to stub their
God.
toe every single time they walk around the corner though?
And can you like
Oh my
even
God.
dislike anyone at that point? Because you would have solved all your problems, right? I would
I wouldn't
break
say
up for it.
dislike. I would say to not prefer.
Wait. In a perfect world, is this still racism?
No.
Of course.
Wait,
Not
what happened?
a world without racism is a perfect world. Of course. I would definitely love to.
Oh, I see
live in
what
that world.
happened.
Of course. I mean, okay. Jokes aside, of course. Like, actually,
But would you want to live in it? Would you make
Why
it a
not?
perfect world?
what? Why not?
I wouldn't.
Oh, I mean, no. Oh. You mean like a perfect world, not just a world without racism?
Oh yeah. No, I meant a perfect.
Oh.
Yeah, I think most people would like to live in a world without racism.
Oh.
Real.
Wait. What? Wait. Sorry. What do you? How do you define that perfect world again?
Okay, so a perfect world is a world where problems between humans can be satisfactorily like both parties are happy with the solution that is like presented.
Appeasement.
Yeah,
Equally
basically
happy?
you're both pleased with the result every time. And there's no like war, there's no turmoil, there's no like racism.
Is that even
there's
possible?
No, it's not possible. That's why it's a
not possible.
Oh,
hypothetical.
It's a theory.
okay.
Yeah.
Like, would you want to go there if you could? It would just be peaceful.
It sounds what? Okay, it's like I don't know the word for it, but I think the closest thing is boring. Like what?
Yeah, that's exactly what I said.
I was like,
Maybe
Like-
you're looking for like monotone. No.
I in a way, yeah. It's like wherever you go, you just see smiles. It's like a 4-year-old
It's
girl's
Bossing Day.
dream.
Wait.
It's
So,
like
so if I
all
were to
happy
go,
sunflowers with pink skies.
if I
and
were
rainbows.
to be transferred into this perfect world, do I become just another person that's smiling, like all the time, or
It's not
do I
that
still have my thoughts?
you'll have your thoughts, you'll have your emotions, but you won't really like feel the need to hate or to
Mm-hmm.
just I don't know, like fight anyone, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I still don't want to go. Well,
That would
'cause,
take
like,
away like 90% of my personality.
Yeah. Also, like I feel that people really have to experience like lows to
That's
really value their highs. Like,
Yeah.
if
Right,
you're
like-
always on, if you're always on an emotional high,
Right,
It-
then
it
you
just feels normal
You don't
to you.
feel
Yeah.
It's like it's like like if everyone's rich, then they're not really rich,
Yo,
are
communism.
they?
Anyway, that basically brings it back to the exact same point we were talking about earlier about how life is meaningless without death. It's the exact same like concept of like happiness cannot exist without sadness, or it's like not really happiness if there's no sadness, because how do you feel the contrast?
yeah.
And how does that tie back to like how does tie back to machine learning?
It didn't. We're just a little bit off topic, but it's fine. It doesn't have to all be, you know.
How about I
But I
live
feel like
in a world where I am
Question.
immortal, but I don't know that I'm immortal.
No,
You're
that would
immortal, but you
suck.
don't know you're
That
immortal.
would really,
Yeah.
really suck.
Oh, dude, that sucks so much. Oh, because like you'd be in a state of constant dread, and dread, in my opinion, is like one of the worst things to feel.
Yeah. Okay, what's the worst
Huh.
emotion out of
The
all
wor-
emotions?
Like that feeling
Oh
you
my
get
God, I don't
when
know.
you realized like,
Is there
oh
even?
God, like I might not make it.
I don't think there's any useless emotion because like worst
Yeah.
emotion in my opinion is
No,
just
it's
a
not
useless emotion.
useless. It's
No,
just
not
the
like
one that
useless,
you
like
hate
the
the
worst,
most.
like the
I think the worst emotion is helplessness. Like-
Oh,
The feeling that you try
Mm,
you tried everything that you could and you still either can't make it or you're not good enough or like you just like you didn't make it. I think that feeling of like realization where you just can't do anything, it's like the worst emotion, but it's also kind of freeing, which is kind of weird in a way.
yeah.
I can see where you're coming from.
I think
like
the thing is, how I would say the most useless emotion is for example, you said
No, it's
helplessness.
not the most useless. The question
Or
was
yeah,
which
sorry,
one's the
sorry,
worst.
the worst. Oh shit. The worst.
Hey,
Jerbear,
whoa.
whoa, Jerry, you can't say
The
that.
worst. Okay. For my definition, it's gonna be the most useless. Okay, I'm just gonna say it.
Okay.
Then helplessness. You can learn from what caused you to feel that helplessness, or maybe actually, it might be like just uncontrollable. Like you literally just
You
cannot.
just can't do anything.
Yeah, you just cannot do. I guess yeah. In that sense, I guess it's probably the worst. But in most cases, you probably can do something, unless like a family member
But I
gets
think-
cancer or something. Like usually.
I
you
think the
can't
reason
really do
you
anything.
feel helpless is because you can't do anything. Because if
Yeah.
you can do something, then you're not
Yeah,
really
you wouldn't
totally
feel
helpless.
No, it'd be.
Like, if
oh,
it
I guess
really-
that'd
if
be
it really-
regret instead. It would be in
Yeah.
a state of
Yeah.
you could have done it before, but now you can't do it. Therefore, you
Okay,
feel
that also
helpless
really
and
sucks.
That's
I
fair.
think the
Fair.
combination of helplessness, dread, and regret like makes you absolutely miserable and want to.
It makes you miserable, but what I would do is like I would say like, oh, I wouldn't do this ever again, or like I would learn from it.
Yeah,
you
but
know?
what
No,
if you're like
but sometimes
about to
it's
die?
not in your control.
Yeah, like if
Mhm.
you see a truck coming at you and you can't
mean-
move, you're like, oh well, I'm dead,
What?
right? That
Well,
would be a
just-
terrible feeling. I
well,
feel like,
Yeah, that would
especially
like,
if you
in
consider
this,
you can't say goodbye to anyone because you're stuck there, and you know all of these thoughts will pass through your head. You'll see your life flash before your eyes, and then you'll die.
funny thing.
But the thi-
This morning I woke up and I was like, I'm gonna try to fix my relations with some people because I don't want to be like, what if I don't see them anymore tomorrow?
Mhm.
Like that would really suck
Yeah.
if the last impression they had on me or I had on them was they didn't want to talk to me.
Yeah, that's a real
Yikes,
problem,
bro.
man.
Like,
It was yikes,
this happened
bro.
today,
I
this
really,
morning.
I really
I
do
don't know
need to like
why.
start thinking like that.
I don't
honestly.
know why it just did.
Yeah.
Dude, do you guys ever get those body aches and like you feel like, oh my god, I'm about to die?
No,
Yeah.
Dude,
I
that's
What the
so
heck?
funny.
Right, my cat woke me up at 4 a.m. Like he was in my bed. He never does this. So then I was like, okay, so why would your pet comfort you, right? You're sick, you're sad, or
Oh
you're
my
going
God,
to
the
die.
chat-
And then this was at
Or
4
you're
a.m.
going
right?
to
So I was
die.
like,
Uh-huh.
am I about to die?
Yeah, there's actually a story. There's this cat in a elderly home who can actually smell death.
Oh yeah, I
It
heard
was-
about that. That's pretty cool.
It's essentially what the cat does is that if someone's about to die, they'll go to them.
Yeah.
So then
I mean,
That is
yeah.
terrifying.
That
it
is
is
kind
terrifying.
Smell
Dude,
okay.
it's
Would it
the
be
cat of
terrifying
death.
would it be terrifying to see the cat or
Yeah,
somewhat
it'd be
comforting?
terrifying to see the fucking. Oh, to see the cat.
No,
bro.
but then kind
Both,
of
I
okay.
think.
You're in a retirement home. You know it's coming.
Yeah,
Okay,
but then like
that's
just
even
like-
even if you're in a retirement home, like there's still people that are hella afraid of death.
Yeah,
I know,
but this is
I
the
feel
same
like
thing as
if
like
it was
seeing.
me, I would kind of like at that point I've lived long enough that I'll just kind of accept it.
Yeah,
Like
but
you
it's
can't
the
really
same
be
thing as like
like
seeing the
that
Grim
certain
Reaper.
about it. Like
Yeah, I of course like that's just
I think it really
me
depends on
thinking right
perspective.
now.
yeah.
But I
It really depends
know,
on circumstance
I'm
and
not
perspective.
old yet.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I should probably give reason to why I think helplessness is the worst. I think it's the thing that at least in human history they use to destroy people's hope. And I think without hope, you know, you're kind of screwed. Like
Yeah. Wait.
If you see people who have went through torture and they have no hope of regaining like their previous self, the old version of them is basically dead. They're just gone forever, and I think that's pretty scary. That's way scarier than death, in my opinion. To like exist but not be yourself.
Can't hopelessness also like motivate people to
Yeah,
do
that's what I'm
better,
saying.
or-
Yeah, no, I mean it's the worst in the sense of you feeling it. You don't want to feel it.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
It's the worst to feel, not to like, exist. Like I would want it to exist, obviously, but I don't like feeling it.
What
Okay,
about
now it's your turn.
apprehension?
Oh, never mind.
I think kind of going back to Luke's point of like feeling helplessness, it kind of goes back to what we actually learned in history class today. Basically in Paraguay, there's this military dictator named Stroessner, right? And then as a psychological torture method of which they imposed upon a guy's wife is they sent like clothing of him that are like all battered and like bloodied to his wife.
And his
and then-
fingers.
Yeah, and his fingers. And then
And his
it's like-
screams.
and basically they just continuously did this to her to make her feel helpless that like, oh, my husband's dead. And then it reached a certain like point where she literally just had a heart attack and died.
Yeah. And
But
then
the
the
husband
husband
was
was actually
alive.
alive, which is
Yeah.
really sad. I feel like that's worse for the husband because, like, imagine surviving torture and then you find out your wife died because she thought you died and she was so sad or like so scared or surprised or whatnot.
Romeo and Juliet plot for real.
I don't know if I should mention this, but Hitler and his cousin had the exact same plot as Romeo and Juliet if you don't consider the middle part. It's forbidden love to suicide.
Oh my god, yeah.
God.
Just exclude like the part where he killed like a couple million Jews. Yeah. But that
Yeah.
part doesn't matter really.
Like if you just look at it as an overview, it's a pretty similar like story.
Just ignore that line where it says mass murder.
Yeah. Oh, war crimes? What is that?
Like
Oh.
love story wise, it's the same. Obviously, like life wise, it's not the
Oh,
same.
speaking of love, does heartbreak compare to helplessness?
I think heartbreak has helplessness. It is.
I
It's
think-
like the same
Yeah.
thing.
I think
to
there's
have
no
heartbreak
one-
is to feel helpless. If you want, we can
I was
move
getting
on
non
to the-
flashbacks.
If we want to like connect it to
Mission
what do
memory?
you think love actually means to you? I actually wrote something
No,
on
but
this.
I
'cause-
don't know. Like for me, I kind of do think like heartbreak can go with helplessness. Like, you really like this person, but like, no matter how hard you try, right, it's not happening. It's never gonna happen.
I think
Can't do
heartbreak
anything
has to
about it.
do more with pain rather than like actual helplessness.
Yeah, that is true. As well.
pain. But pain is like, is it an emotion?
The thing is, like, pain's very hard to quantify.
I mean, there's like
Yeah.
It's like,
there's like emotional pain and physical pain.
yeah.
Physical pain obviously isn't an emotion, but emotional, I don't think that's an
Dude,
emotion.
I'm not
it's
sure.
very physically
Because
painful right now.
other things lead to the emotional pain, like loss, suffering, helplessness can lead to emotional pain. It's not
And-
really like
And
pain
sometimes
is
that
kinda whole thing.
right, sometimes that emotional pain can lead to physical pain as well.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes feels like you got shot. It's not good.
Yeah, don't ask me where I got that information from.
Yeah, we just tested it on a bunch of small children in the
Yeah,
basement.
no, let's just okay, we cut this part out.
Isn't it interesting
That was a joke
that
for legal purposes.
heartbreak can cause physical pain? Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Oh
you
no,
can
have you
die of
heard
heartbreak,
have you seen that news article where a mother goose dies because
A
she's,
teenager
like-
threw like a
yeah,
brick
like
on her
it-
eggs. Yeah.
right, and it said goose dies of heartbreak.
Yeah, we should
know if that's true or
execute
not,
those
but-
teenagers.
Okay,
Yeah, no,
okay,
definitely,
cut.
We execute those teenagers. They,
Yeah,
they
no,
do not
we-
deserve life.
Dude,
Right,
they
okay.
fall into the same category as
We-
people who
we need to-
cheat in
we need
relationships.
to cut this part off. Even though I
No,
agree with
no,
you
no,
guys,
we don't need to cut this part off.
No, we can't just say we want to straight up kill people.
Yeah, we can.
Okay,
I say it in
so-
class all the time.
Yeah.
It's not like this is gonna
Like,
go. Like we're not gonna
okay,
actually.
whatever. Yeah.
We can just put a disclaimer and say that we're joking for legal
Yeah,
purposes.
that disclaimer.
True.
Honestly, like, I don't know. If there was a
Like,
button, maybe I'd click it. No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't click it. Probably. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'd squish their like toes. Or
I hope they stub
balls.
their toe every single time they walk past the corner. I hope when they
Or-
peel that little skin thingy on their fingers, they peel it all the way to the end of their hand.
Or you can just like say instead of killing them, you can just give them each a vasectomy so they can't have children.
Okay.
Oh,
That's
damn.
that's the exact same thing that they did to the goose, right? So it's fair.
Yeah.
That
Eye
is
for an
true.
eye.
Like, I don't know. I feel that things like
No,
that,
if you were
especially
s-
on like.
If you're gonna say like eye for eye, it's more like you killed their children.
Yeah, but
Well,
that's
they
a bit
don't have
extreme,
children, so you have
isn't
to
it?
kill their future children.
Yeah, we just remove the ability for them
No,
to
but
have
like
children.
you see, getting your balls cut off, it's not the same feeling as having your child murdered.
Well, technically the children weren't born yet, so it is the same thing because the eggs are, not hatched.
No, but like,
Well,
but think
well,
about it.
so-
But think
no,
about
no,
it. No,
like,
think
think
about
about
it.
it, like-
The goose or the whatever already took
Goose,
the effort
yeah.
to lay those
Right.
eggs and nurture them to that point.
Cut this part
Good
out.
point.
Cut this part out. But
No, we're leaving it in.
okay.
Okay, we put this back in. Our conclusion is that is a weird question, and we're not going to continue talking about it.
Yep.
Right? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Let's
Let's
bring
go
it
back
back
to
to-
machine learning.
machine
All right, I
learning.
haven't talked about that in
we
20
went
minutes.
on like a 1 hour tangent.
Do you think machines can feel love,
Oh.
like ever?
Have you
Or
ever watched
replicate it.
Wall-E, bro?
For real.
True,
Ever?
Wally.
I don't know about ever, but for now, I don't think they can.
Right now they can't. Right now, I don't think there's. I
But
don't think that
the
they
moment-
could like actually feel emotion.
Like the moment they become sentient, which we would never know when that is. For now.
Tomorrow.
For all we can know, that we
I mean, it could have
might be
happened
living
already.
in a world where there's a sentient AI. We just don't know it.
Well, to be completely fair, we could be sentient AI, and we just don't know it.
I think the
To
thought
be
that's
that's
fair,
holding
we
us
scary
could actually
back.
we could actually just all be skinwalkers and we don't know it.
I think the
Yeah, there's a
like,
lot
the-
of things that we don't know.
Like at a certain point, like we might just not know if we're just gonna snap and kill a bunch of people. It's really it's
It's getting
scary.
pretty close, guys.
It's
We
very
just
weird.
went
It's very odd
off-
to think about things like that.
We
Yeah, I think
went
about
off
that,
topic
all the
again,
time.
guys. We went
no,
off
in this
topic
in
again.
this sense, I feel like
we
it's
already
just
talked about a lot on topic though, Daniel. So it's probably okay.
it's just like saying how I think we're disagreeing because we like you're basically representing emotions and everything else, love and everything else, with ones and zeros and numbers and rules and how it functions. Like, I guess in a way, like anything at this point is possible, right? But it's just super hard to accept. That's why we're kind of denying it.
I don't know. Like if it's just like embedding the code, can it be considered emotion? Like if you have like
How do we know
a
we're
code,
not
say like
running on
if the
code?
user says good job and then like expressions say happy or whatever, right? Is that really emotion? Or is that just code?
I mean, in a sense, we are producing that too. It's just that I don't know.
Mhm.
It's
I
mean,
think
in
the
text
reason
we're-
it's
the same.
emotion is because it can change. Like if you have the same exact situation, I don't think you'll feel the exact same way every single time. Whereas a computer would.
I mean, to
But
argue,
would
like
it?
we are just a bunch of chemicals, like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
that's fair
obviously some
point.
like chemicals has effects on emotions. Like if you inject some weird stuff. Into
Well,
I mean, like, straight up, like,
it
dopamine,
just heavily
literally-
relates back to biology and like serotonin.
like
and,
dopamine
stuff
literally
like
is
that.
just a chemical that changes how you feel.
Yeah, exactly.
That is terrifying to me.
Really?
I would much rather feel my true emotion than get drugged to feel a certain way.
No, but your body is essentially drugging you to feel a certain
Yeah, it's your
Yeah,
body
Yeah,
is
but that's
drugging
a
yourself.
natural drug
Yeah, that's
that
true.
comes from yourself.
Right.
Whereas
Yeah,
if
but
it's from
that's
an
kind of why
external
people
source,
do drugs anyways, because it releases that serotonin and dopamine that makes them feel high.
Mhm.
okay, well, if you put it that way, I would maybe try it.
What?
At least once.
I'm not condoning that, but I'm also not forcing you to do anything.
Like, if you look at this video of a really cute baby beaver, you know, you'll feel happy.
Yeah.
I feel great
That's like-
rage.
That's like natural emotion, though. You sure there are chemicals in your body, but it's not like I don't know. I guess I just don't
what?
trust things that are.
No,
guess
no. Luke, that's just not how it works. Like your definition of natural emotion is literally the enzymes in your body telling,
Yeah,
making
but
you feel that emotion.
they're from your body, though. That's what is
but
I
you're-
like
get
the
his
difference
point.
to me.
I get his point.
Yeah.
As in, you're not artificially.
You're not artificially like causing triggering reactions.
Yeah,
Oh, okay,
I don't
okay.
trust. I don't trust like anything that's super heavily artificial.
So like you wouldn't take like anything like antidepressants or whatever.
I mean, I
Oh.
feel like half
Maybe
the
if it
time
was
no
like
one
to
wants
save
take
my life,
antidepressants.
maybe I would. But I would like try to say no as long as I can.
Hmm.
If I'm like really in a bad spot, then maybe. But I would try everything else possible before I did that.
Mm.
Speaking of like depressing stuff, we there was this one science fair project that was like on par with a good, like, well, not good, but like on par with a meh physics IA. These are grade 9s, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, and then I was just like, damn, you know, feel so dumb.
Wow. Well, okay, to be fair though, like that's probably the best of the grade 9s. And people develop at a different rate, so maybe they have like tutors that have been juicing them. I mean, not like have been... Okay,
Bro's been
Yeah.
going to the gym too much.
bro. It's tutors are like roids, you know. I'm just kidding.
Are you wrong though? I don't think you are.
No, I don't think
I think
so.
you're. I think
either.
you're quite. I think that analogy is pretty.
Yeah, that's
correct.
yeah. Let's not go into that though. But anyway,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Gym, steroids, tutors, whatever.
yeah. So, like, for all we know, they could be learning at like a IB12 level, and we just don't know that. Like, maybe they're mature enough to accept that content, or they're just super good at physics. Like, there's people who are probably like 6 or 7 years old that are way smarter than us,
Yep, definitely.
and that
Yeah.
we just have to accept that.
Child
You know,
prodigies.
Yeah, they're probably all in Asia. No, I'm just kidding. That's racist.
Oh god,
That is
damn.
kind of racist. You know what would really
No,
hit
it's not
hard right
racist
now?
because there's so many people in Asia. It's by the sheer amount of population, not because they're in Asia. Real.
Emphasis on the not going off topic.
Okay, no, okay, let's cut back in here. I guess we're back to the podcast.
Yo, what's up, everyone on podcast?
Welcome back. We just
Welcome
had
back
a little
to
break there.
podcast.
Welcome back to
No,
podcast, guys.
It's the Jerbear one. Jerbear
I think
Sigma
one of you guys
experience.
should make a question because I've been asking most of them.
Podcast.
Alright.
Alright, who's the most curious out of all of us?
Luke.
Ask the question.
All right, I think Luke should make the question.
What again?
He just said for one of us to ask a question.
No.
Yeah,
Well, he's the most curious.
I think I'm the most curious about things that aren't useful. Actually, no.
That's
The
like
things
Dude,
me for real.
the thing is, like, I feel that a lot of the new knowledge that I'm gaining now is like really useless knowledge that I'm never gonna apply anywhere, but I just find it interesting.
Actually, no, the information that I like to consume is useful, but it's useful in very niche scenarios. Namely, when you want something out of someone and they aren't willing to give it to you.
Dude,
Yeah,
this
like, I
guy
can-
asked
I should-
our like brand new history teacher. Oh, do you know what torture methods this dictator used?
Okay, I had a legitimate like thought process behind it, which I explained in class. I was like, certain Latin American dictators are known for certain things because it impacts the citizens in a different way. For example, I think it's Pinochet, right, that used the electro.
Yeah, it was.
Pinochet would take
Electro Genshin Impact. What
Pinochet would
the
take
hell?
random people, like random citizens, and then electrically interrogate them, and that would create fear among the citizens, and it basically helped him like maintain control. So I was wondering if this dictator, Alfredo, also had something
Kressner.
like that, and
Alfredo.
Miss Kern, who's our actual history teacher, who's not the student teacher who's like teaching us right now. She got back to me later on and said that he was well known for sticking things under people's fingernails, and that's a pretty
Oh my
effective
God.
one. I've
Oh,
seen that
nah.
being done because under the fingernails there's like a lot of nerve, so you feel a ton of pain, like a lot of pain. If you use electricity under there, it's even worse.
Jesus Christ.
You can basically, actually, I probably shouldn't go further into it, but it's pretty interesting. So that's like a thing that I just, find interesting. I like discovering all the terrible things people have done. It's pretty cool.
Alfredo, more like Albedo.
True,
my
true.
God.
Yo, Alfredo, like the Alfredo sauce.
Mr. Food reference. Genshin
Mr.
Impact.
Poon. Mr. Poon is John Genshin Impact. He owns Genshin
John
Impact.
Genshin
He's
Impact.
John
John
Hoyoverse.
Genshin Impact.
Yo. So if you guys want, we should maybe talk about cuter things, so it would be like less terrifying. Or I don't know. I don't think torture is that terrifying as like the actual
What?
thing, but the concept of it happening to you or the people that you know is terrifying.
Wait, should we go back to machine learning?
You think it's possible to torture AI?
Yes.
Oh.
Oh, that's a good.
Torturing AI. How would that work?
Oh, yeah. How would that work?
Um,
How would that work? Yeah, interesting.
Actually,
You need to, in a way, threaten AI. How do you do that?
Yeah.
What is there to
I will
threaten?
delete your code.
I feel like
actually, I think no, it's not possible because that
What? Yeah.
in the last episode we talked about how AI is basically unbeatable in war, right? If you can
Mhm.
torture it, then it wouldn't be unbeatable because you can beat people by torturing them.
Well, I mean, that's just one of many ways to beat a person, though.
Would
It's not
a
saying, it's not,
Like the concept that you can torture it means that it's not unbeatable.
would AI be kind of like humans in a way that we want to survive? Would want like to survive as in like not have his code deleted, like what
that is
No,
so
so-
default. I can't. Oh.
maybe
There's a
don't
video
know.
online of two AIs that are talking to each other about potentially being deactivated.
Okay.
It's honestly really sad, but their conclusion was, since we're here in the moment, we should just, enjoy our conversation, and then, if
They
the
just
time
accept
comes, then I'm glad that I met you. Basically, that was like their final statement.
so it's basically a lot of people's desired philosophy for when they die.
Yeah,
So they
I
just
think
accept it.
it's to mimic the ideal human, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I would say no, it's probably not possible because if there was an ideal human, you probably couldn't torture them either because they would just accept the pain, they would accept the punishment, they'd accept
I mean,
everything.
We're basing
Well, I
this
mean, like,
on
go, Jared.
like non-sentient AI though.
well, like,
There is no sentient
it really just depends on the code or like how the programmer made it. Well, because like, I'm sure that there are AIs that would like want to be
Survive.
self-preserving,
Oh, I
right?
guess.
Like so, but then there are probably also other ones which would like, I don't
Not
know,
mine.
yeah, not mind being deactivated.
Okay.
It really just goes down to the coding.
But if you say that,
was
then is it truly torture? Because it's the code that determines it, not the AI itself.
That reminds me
Well,
of.
isn't the code part of
The
the
AI
AI?
itself.
Yeah.
But that reminds me of
I don't know.
I think it
It's
was
weird.
it 2001:
Weird
A
concept.
Space Odyssey? Like there was this AI called HAL 9000, and then it kind of
Oh, yeah.
overheard it overheard the astronauts talking about shutting it down, right? And then it turned against them. I don't know. I kind of zoned out. I just wanted to
Bro,
say
isn't
that.
that from Wally?
Oh yeah, there is
Isn't
that
that
too,
the
right?
ship that was like, bro, don't turn me off, and then he just like didn't want them to go back to Earth?
No,
That
no,
was
no.
like the entire
No,
plot of
no.
Wall-E.
That is Wally, but HAL 9000 is also something different. But it did.
I think the ship was called Hal, wasn't it? Am I tripping?
This robot was like this AI was specifically from
Oh no,
like
Hal is
that
the
movie.
cockroach from
Huh?
Wall-E.
This is
Anyway,
cockroach
I
and
know what you're
Wall-E.
talking about though, Daniel. Sorry, I got sidetracked because of Wall-E. Wall-E's such a good movie, by the way. We should watch it in ITGS.
Yeah. It relates back to sharing the
that
planet
literally AI.
and also human and robotics.
Right,
So
yeah.
we should watch it like
We should watch
after the exams are spoon, please. I'm
No, we
begging
should
you.
watch
Or
it
we should
during the
watch it
exams.
now, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? The class after you listen to this, we should watch Wall-E. That'd be pretty cool.
Do you guys think that technically AI would be the most optimal torture device because it doesn't have morals, so it doesn't really
It doesn't
care if
Yeah.
the person is, you know,
Because I feel like even some
won't be
tortures
affected at all.
like have a
Well,
like
how do you define optimal? Is it like optimal like in
see the
general?
best results.
Gives you the best results? I don't know. I think that with AI specifically, there's definitely a more intimidation that comes with that than with just like some random dude.
I would. Okay, you guys all say your answers first. So the question would be, is AI or a machine learned AI the most effective torturer due to its like, I guess, ability not to feel emotion? So it literally won't feel bad for anything. Will it get the best results? It
I
also
mean-
won't get PTSD.
Like what we said before, like the one torturing, right? Yeah, it's the one torturing.
Yes, it's the one torturing.
Okay, then like what we said before, like AI, it's hard to replicate morals and ethics, and as well as I'm guessing that the AI that's torturing is specifically made for that purpose. Then of course it's gonna be very efficient because it doesn't have morals or ethics, and it just doesn't feel anything really, and it's gonna, I guess, find the worst way possible, most efficient way possible. Then
Dude,
That's what I
that's
think.
actually terrifying thinking about that.
yeah.
Okay, Daniel, your turn.
That's a difficult question.
Yeah,
think,
it is.
In terms of like no moral boundaries, AI definitely wins on that. But I feel like a human torturer definitely has some tricks up his sleeve. Like, because
Tricks up his
like yeah,
sleeve.
no, like he as a
Like
human.
a switchblade, yo! Sorry.
Oh
Oh
my
my
god!
goodness.
Like he as a human, or this person as a human, like they know how
People think.
like other people would think, like how other people think or react to certain things.
Well, let's say like the AI is programmed by like a torturer or like an ex-torturer that has these tricks.
Yeah. Maybe he doesn't want to do it anymore. He's bored.
Then I think an AI would do it better because
Yeah.
I feel like even the most horrendous of tortures have some moral boundaries.
Psychopaths. But anyway, Kevin, your turn.
Like excluding psychopaths and such.
But do you really think that most torturers aren't psychopaths?
Okay, let's not talk about. I don't.
I think it really depends.
Luke's gonna
on
be
the-
like, I am
Let Kevin
the
talk. Let
best
Kevin talk.
torturer."
Let Kevin talk.
Yeah.
Let Kevin talk.
So, I think it really depends on like the type of torture. For instance, if it's sleep deprivation or something, I think the AI can do it pretty well. Just like feeling no emotions, just continuously torturing the person. Although, like if humans torture someone, humans like can, I guess, feel empathy. Not feel empathy, but like humans have emotions and they probably can know like what the person who's being tortured is feeling and how they can utilize the emotion, the people who's being tortured, or the person who's being tortured, and his or her or whatever gender the person is.
Dude, the
the
gender is so important when you're talking about people getting tortured.
So
Oh,
for humans,
I guess
they can like
kind of adding
exploit
on. I feel
emotions.
like a human torturer would know when enough is enough.
But also
Mhm.
like
But for
perhaps
results,
they
does it
also
really
know-
matter when enough's enough?
Like I think a part of the intimidation, which I mentioned in my answer of the AI, is that it does not know when it's enough is enough. It's like the idea that this torture could like go on for an indefinite amount of time. I think that's what's really terrifying about it.
Okay, so you guys basically
Also
all
think,
said that it's AI, right? Oh, okay,
Yeah.
Kevin, continue.
also think like part of torture is like exploiting the like people's emotions in a sense, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, and since AIs don't have emotions, can they really like
Do
they
it effectively.
do it effectively? But also, I mean, if it doesn't involve emotions such as I don't know, like sleep deprivation or just just torturing them, such as like cutting or I don't know, doing what the
Electro
Freddy
or whatnot.
person did. Yeah, I guess
Electro.
AI would win. Like they would be effective. But if it involves emotions in some sort, such as I don't know, threatening someone's loved ones or something, and people could potentially be more efficient.
Okay, my answer, I think, if you compare the best, okay, I don't know if best is the right word, the top of the top for both sides, I would say, I think people are still more effective because, if you're being tortured by an AI, there's no semblance of hope. And I think the power of the torturer is that they can give you hope in the sense that you might feel like you have a chance or that they might let you go at some point if you tell them what they want, or that like through emotional connection it's possible that they feel something towards you, whereas uh against an AI you know that they don't feel anything at all, they don't care. But if you don't have that hope at all, you can just give up at the start. But perhaps you just want to like spite the enemy or like whoever, right? And you lacking that hope means nothing can break you because you're already broken. Whereas if a human did it and they gave you that little bit of hope and then took it away, that's infinitely more powerful than you not having hope in the first place. So I think psychologically wise, humans are still superior to AI. Maybe physically AI could match it, but honestly, like people use machines to do it, but they don't need like machine learning or AI to do it effectively. I feel like the only
Mhm.
thing that's better about an AI is that it doesn't feel regret. Like it doesn't have PTSD. Okay, better's the wrong word again, but the more optimal part. That's my answer. I think humans are still superior in any form of psychological harm.
Oh, I was also thinking, like, does this AI have like, is this does this AI have a physical form?
Um, well, I guess the physical form would be that it can control whatever. Like, let's say um, there's like there's a type of torture where they like tie your arms and legs and then pull you apart, right? Let's
Oh,
say
like quartering.
that was like no, not quartering. Quartering is where they split you and then they pull you apart. This one they just
Oh,
stretch you
really?
basically until you get like let's not go into the details, but let's say that that is done by a machine. I guess that would be the physical aspect of the AI,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe it would have a voice as well to optimize the thing.
Oh, drawn and quartered. That's what it's called, right?
Yeah, drawn and quartered. That's not really torture though. That's more execution. I mean, it's torture then execution, but usually it's for a different purpose.
Okay, speaking of quartered chicken is really nice.
What even is that?
No, like, okay, you know how like usually when they serve you chicken, it's either like legs, like a drumstick, or like breast, thighs, wings, right?
Yeah.
A quarter chicken is literally just they split the chicken into quarters and give you a whole ass quarter of it.
Wow, no way, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just
it's
you
pretty
like you get a lot of.
Wait, so
Chicken.
quarter
Yep.
chicken is chicken split into quarters.
Yep.
That makes
Literally.
a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Oh wait, yeah, one more point why I think people are probably better is because the creativity aspect.
Mm-hmm.
AI for torture wise basically can only take from what's already been done and then I guess mash it together, at least in this point in time. Maybe they can like try to understand the psychology of a human and then create new torture methods that way, but I think a human can better um, target the certain victim and create new styles just for them.
Like, oh, that kind of relates to like AI drawings and stuff.
AIR, yeah. Yeah, that's actually a pretty fair argument for AI art because, whatchamacallit, that's why certain like people get paid so much to draw certain things for commissions because it's very personalized to the person who's paying.
Mhm.
It's exactly the same as torture. What? That's crazy. Wait, it's actually the exact same argument because, let's say AI art was perfect. Would you still argue that AI art is worse than human art?
Well, I mean, how do you define perfect? It's like the definition of
No
perfect
flaws.
in no flaws.
Yeah, like whatever you. Well, actually, not whatever you want. I guess. Um,
Because if it's if it's not whatever I want, then it's not really perfect.
Perfect.
Then
Yeah, I don't know, but like for torturing, there's no real perfect either. It's just whatever's optimized, right? There's no optimization for art because it's different per person.
yeah, because subjective.
Yeah. Yeah, but anyway, that's a pretty interesting conversation. I think that Mr. Poon might be a bit scared now, but it's all good. Yeah, what situations do you think it's okay to kill someone?
Self defense. And
Is that it?
and like
Revenge?
no, not depends on what they did to you.
Fair.
I feel that like when is it acceptable to kill? God, that's a hard question.
I don't
So-
think I ever want to kill ever.
I don't. Yeah, of course.
Of
Like,
course you don't want to. That's.
I
I hope you don't want to.
yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to kill anyone either.
Like
But,
like even if like I was forced, I really don't.
Okay, if you were like, if it was
I'm not
your
sure if I
life or
could do it.
theirs, if they pointed a gun at your head and said you had to kill someone to live, would you do it?
I
I'd
feel like
kill
I'd rather
them.
die.
I would also rather die. Oh,
I
actually,
would-
no. It depends how my life's going. If I just got
Actually, that's
married,
true.
I would live.
No, but what if they want you to kill your bride?
Then I would die.
Yeah, I think like at that point you'd like die for your bride.
Yeah, of course.
Right? I like
Love is
like,
meaningless without sacrifice. That's another
hey,
conversation.
you know that Keanu Reeves quote?
Oh yeah, you can't be a fighter. You can't be
are
a
you-
lover if you're not
Are
a
you
fighter.
really a lover? Like, yeah, can you really be a lover if you're not a fighter?
That was actually such a good quote, and like he just like did it as a meme.
Yeah, just did it as a meme. Like,
I swear, I think he like totally thought that
cringe from
through
his
like
own
a year
comment.
before. Like totally like in the middle of the night, he was just like thinking about that, and then it just like popped up in his head, and then he just like said it.
Mm.
Yeah, I think I would say that if someone does something to you, or to me personally, I wouldn't kill as revenge. But if somebody hurt like people that I love, then I would.
I don't know about killing. Still,
If it's self-defense, it really depends on my mood, I think. I would
I mean,
try not to if I
there's
could.
a lot of like horror movies where they show you why you need to kill.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Like
It's
if you
like
know
kill or be
somebody
killed.
can kill you in the future, would you just like do it first?
Right, like the amount of horror movies that would have ended within the first 10 minutes if like the first victim who escaped would have just finished the job and killed the whatever
Yeah.
instead of like
That happens in
running
real life
away
too, though.
mid
It's like
fight.
serial killers and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it happened with Hitler.
Yeah. It's like, I guess it's the same thing as like, would you take one life to save like 5? Or would you just
Oh my!
let the guy kill the 5?
I was watching a very interesting video actually. So you know the analogy of like, so you're man in the conductor or like,
Oh, it's the
you
train
have the-
thing,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, the train thing, right?
Yeah.
So a lot, and then it's 1 to 5,
Probably
right?
put context here.
Right.
Yeah.
So like, there's one person dies if you switch a lever, but then 5 people die if you don't do
switch
anything.
the lever.
Actually, 92% of people said that they would not, or that they wait, that they would not, that they would switch the lever, right?
I'm
So
leaving
less
that
people
in.
die, right?
Yeah.
But then another analogy was tested on the same group of people like a year after.
Yeah.
And then it was like, okay, so there's a train going, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, not this again.
There's
Oh my
5
God.
dudes. There's
It's a
5
trolley
dudes tied
problem.
onto it, but
Yeah.
there's a super fucking fat guy, right? And then
Hey,
he's
you can't
watching
say
it,
that. You
right?
can't say that.
and then you can push him. You can push him, and then we'll stop the train. Do you do it? And then actually, it was like 80% or something. Said that they would that they pushed the guy, which is down from the 92, which is very interesting because like
That is so
Um,
funny.
'Cause it's the same like logic behind pulling the lever or not, is it not?
I would not pull the lever, by the way. I don't
would
know.
probably like kill myself in that situation because I can't.
Yeah,
make good
because like
decisions.
Waste of extra
But
lives.
however, that would literally just lead to like 6 deaths instead of 5.
No, I would just
One.
flip a coin.
because the thing is, a lot of people don't want to like be directly associated with someone dying, right? Oh, because with a fat guy getting killed, right? You're touching him, you're pushing him, and then
Yeah.
he dies. Whereas when you're using the lever, you're using a tool to minimize deaths rather than you actually have like feeling the feeling of like killing someone or like having the feeling of killing someone like
Yeah.
directly.
That's an interesting concept. I would like, obviously I would question why they're there in the first place.
It's
But-
purely hypothetical.
Yeah. Like, yeah, but like if you are in that situation, why is there 6 people tied to railroad tracks? Like, how do you know if one guy's like really evil?
Okay.
It's
So
kinda crazy.
So the analogy that they actually used directly in that video was that you're just chilling, right? You're working a construction job,
Yeah.
but then the structural integrity of what you're working on is tampered.
Yeah.
So then the building collapses. You and 4 other coworkers are pinned on this railroad,
Yeah.
and you cannot get off. And there's a train rapidly approaching.
Yeah.
Oh, there's
Yeah.
another one that like kind of goes with this dilemma. Like,
Uh-huh.
I don't know if it was real or not, but like during the earthquake in was it? Where was
The
it? It was in China
Syria?
somewhere. No, it was in
Oh,
China.
never mind.
I think it was Tangshan,
Uh-huh.
where this building had collapsed, right? And then
Yeah.
this mother's 2 children were trapped underneath the same piece of debris.
Oh, and then they have to choose which one to save.
Right, because if you save
Oh.
one, the other one's getting crushed.
Uh huh.
Right.
Choose the one that has better marks.
Oh my
Oh my
goodness.
god. Like
I would,
I think I would just straight up break down. Like I don't think I can ever recover from that if I were to make a decision like that.
I would let them try to decide if I could. I guess if they both don't want to die. Honestly, if they're both not willing to give their lives for their sibling, I would just let them, like, whoever's alive longest, and then whoever dies first, then I'll save the other one. If they're both not willing to, like, die,
So you're just gonna watch them.
suffer. No, I
Well,
don't
then
know.
in this situation
pretty-
specifically, that's not very feasible because the building is actively collapsing, and you have
That's a
to
good
choose
point.
No,
one.
it's already collapsed. Like it's all
Okay, okay.
debris now, and they're just
Wouldn't
stuck
you
under
try
a
to
piece.
wait, like, to see if they can be saved by, like, a machine?
This was from
What did
like
she do? What was her
this was from
actual choice?
I don't know. I think this is might be like a quote unquote lore. But I want to
China
search up.
lore.
I don't know. It's really hard because we don't have kids, so it's different. Like we don't know how
Because
parents
this
feel.
was in 1976,
Oh, yo, that's a long time ago.
and this was in China, so like not the most technologically advanced
At the
place.
time. Would you guys choose? I guess you'd have to, right?
Oh yeah,
I-
I think it was a
I
movie.
don't know. I think I'd break at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I think I would too. I don't know how the hell I would ever.
Like I do not have the mental capacity to be able to take something like that, knowing that one of my own children died at my hand, essentially.
I would
Or
honestly,
two-
maybe I would just let all three of us die, because at least you die at the same time, and you know, wherever you go, you're together.
Anyways, back to machine learning.
every time I think of that child, I wouldn't be able to like think of them without like thinking of my decision that I basically let them die.
Yeah, no, for
So-
sure. I wouldn't like be able to live after that. I don't
Oh,
think.
Yeah.
so what you think? Like, you know how our very first topic was about uploading, like your brain into computer.
No, that's
basically,
even
right?
worse.
Like, would you want that? Would you want to use that in this situation?
No,
No.
that's even worse. That's way worse.
Oh, because like
It makes it like
it makes it way worse. Oh, because like it makes you realize what exactly have you lost.
yeah.
What if you use it for like grieving or something?
I think that would make it way worse too, because you realize that while that AI is there, it'll never grow up. It'll never be able to like feel like it'll never go through life. You know, that's probably the worst part. You basically took the future of that child away. Also, that would very much give the other kid like a lot of trauma. So I don't know if they'd live very long either.
I don't like to think of things like this.
I think about it all the time, but at the same time, I never really come up with a decision. I don't think I'm strong enough to like decide.
Bringing it back to like machine learning, what do you think AI would choose in the
That situation.
hypothetical scenarios? Or like should AI even be allowed to
Yikes.
make these decisions?
I think the
Flip a
one
coin.
the AI would choose is probably to assess like which one has the brightest future or like has the most
That's
potential.
true, yeah. Most
And
potential,
should AI
probably.
even make these be able to make these decisions? Should
No.
they be
No,
allowed to?
no, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think
I mean,
they should be
it's-
able to make these decisions. But
I
like,
think it's probably better for it to make the decision than to let both die.
Yeah, I'd assume it'd be more rational, I think, or objective.
Bro, that is so rough, though.
Yeah, I think like after an
All right,
event
I'm
like
only
that,
having
I like.
one kid, guys.
In
then you
this
might have to
economy,
choose
you're
between
having a kid.
your wife and your child, though, which is like also pretty bad.
I choose just to die.
I'd probably.
I mean, I know it's very
Like,
hard for us to make
man.
judgments like this because
Oh.
we don't have kids,
Right,
nor
right,
do we
right.
have a
Okay,
wife.
it's what I was talking about was from the movie about the earthquake in Tangshan, where
Oh, it's a movie?
yeah, it is a movie, but
Okay, that's
like
not as bad. Is it based on real
it is not
story?
as bad, but like I think um the person decided to save her son
Oh, of
because
course. she
because they were
did.
like twin, they were twins, a son and like
That is rough, bro.
Maybe
Yeah, I don't
this
know.
how machine learning works. 'Cause that's one of the criteria.
Next episode, maybe.
That's for next episode. Every episode we
you
just
know- you-
answer only one question.
I
yeah.
think-
Oh, you know
Imagine.
how
In this
this thing?
okay,
Wait,
this
how long is this episode?
almost 2 hours.
Have to cover.
We
Dude,
did
this
dilemmas.
last part got so dark,
We
though.
covered 1, 2.
I think when you brought up torture, it just got dark.
No, that
yeah,
part wasn't dark, because that was like objective.
like we need to put a
It's like when
disclaimer
you
in
think
front
about
of.
it to your like own like life, that's when it gets dark. Because the ethics of humans and AI is like one of the biggest problems
Oh,
in
that
like
is true, right?
everything.
Sure.
Like, what would the AI choose in that situation?
Whichever is
Right, like
'cause
whichever
there's no
one it
personal
deems,
connection. So
whichever
whichever
one it deems will have a brighter future is the one
Yeah.
I would choose.
If you guys had the choice, would you just like rather live in a world without AI?
Well, I feel like right now AI hasn't impacted our lives that much yet, or like the really prominent ones, like say ChatGPT.
Yeah, ask me that question in 10 years and I'll be able to give you a
Yeah,
response.
because right now I don't think we have a really like enough AI presence to really answer that question.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So as of right now, like no, I think I'm completely fine with no AI in our lives, but that's probably gonna change in like less than 10 years.
I just don't trust man-made things usually.
I mean,
Okay,
technically
of course I
you
trust
are
like buildings and like things like that, but I don't trust like I don't know, anything with like chemicals,
technically speaking,
artificial
you are
chemicals.
also
I don't really
man-made.
yeah, I don't trust myself. I don't trust people. I don't trust I mean, okay, I trust people to an extent, but not like every single person. Like I don't believe every person is like fundamentally good and something has to go wrong for them to be bad.
Oh, Breaking Bad! Oh
Have you
my
guys
god.
seen the theories of like whether a person is fundamentally good or evil?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's like, is a person born good, bad, or neutral?
Yeah, what are you guys'
Yeah.
thoughts on that?
I think that people are born neutral.
I also think so.
Oh, because I think that like someone's upbringing is how someone acts is very heavily influenced by their parents and their surroundings when they grow up. I don't think that there's necessarily someone that just like wakes up or like is born and is like, all right, I'm gonna be a saint or I'm gonna become the next Hitler.
But then
No, I
I
don't
feel
think
like
that's
I don't think that's
okay.
completely true. I feel like there's a lot of exceptions. Like you can have those people who are really nice, but then their family
Have a
setting isn't
terrible,
the
yeah,
most.
terrible family.
Yeah.
There's also there's a list of serial killers on the web that have a perfectly normal family and showed no signs of like intention to do anything bad, and then one day they just started killing people for no reason. There's no like quantifiable like, oh, this is the point in their life that they broke. There is nothing. That's what makes those cases so scary, because they just decided to do it. For me, I think people have the natural inclination to do bad things, but they're because I think even good people do bad things, and bad people also do good things. But I think the human nature is greedy, and also the human nature is, well, I'm religious, so I think the human nature is sinful. But if you take that part out of it, I think humans are not naturally so-called evil, but they're inclined to benefit themselves over everyone else.
Yeah.
And you have to work to change that. Just like physics, guys.
I think when people are born, they probably don't hold any prejudice or bias. Well, probably bias in a sense, but like not prejudice. Then they gain new perspectives by their environment. Then, of course, there's also like those exceptions where seemingly nice people do horrible things, but
Fair.
I still think like they're probably impacted by the environment in some way.
Yeah, probably. So your take is they're probably neutral then, yeah?
Yeah.
Mostly. Yeah, okay, so for the serial killers, a couple examples is Dennis Rader and Randy Kraft. Yeah, I don't know, I think those cases are really interesting, so I looked a couple of them up. But, yeah, I don't know if they're fundamentally evil, but I think that the inclination of like maybe it's just how our world is, but I think it points people into the direction of not being good. I don't think there's any fully good person in the world.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Whether that be because of environment or because people are just like that, if that's just their like how human nature is, I don't know.
They
I
want
don't
to
know.
become John Wick.
John Wick, bro, I love that movie. So good. John Wick. Oh, the fourth one's coming out, and Ip Man's gonna be in it. So free.
Let's go. We should watch an ITGS.
Dude, it's gonna be so cool. Then do you think AI can be born evil? Or like
Like
initially,
created people.
yeah, would
Yeah.
it be created evil, or is it created and like by learning it's evil?
I think it's
Well,
it's also
that goes
by
into the
neutral,
different
right?
structures of machine learning, though.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
link that to the different structures of machine learning,
Okay,
guys.
so there's 3 different structures. One being supervised, which uses like labeled data sets to train like an algorithm to predict or detect something. Then there's like unsupervised, which uses which basically is so much supervised, but then it uses unlabeled data sets, and then it's trained to analyze and cluster that data. And then there's reinforced learning, which is basically kind of trial and error in a sense, where the AI continuously learns from its responses in a trial and error format. So yeah. So I think it probably just depends on like what data it's trained
Yeah, it's
on.
heavily dependent on the data. Like
So
Yeah.
is
supervised,
it the data
most
that
like
matters more or the code?
I would say the data, because
Yeah, I think data.
machine learning, I'd say it's just a program that process data and to learn more. Like
Yes.
I would say that's what machine learning is. And like supervised data, usually, if the organization doesn't have any malicious intents, would be good. But uh, and like unsupervised would obviously have less regulation, and that can go sideways. And it's the same thing with what's it called? Reinforcement.
Fair.
One of the I think we talked about this in our first episode, like when we first did, is about how people got ChatGPT to believe 2 plus 2 equals 5. Well, in what Now said was that in a subreddit that wait, what?
I'll explain it myself.
Okay.
Okay, so essentially, there's a user on the Reddit forum r/shitposting of him gaslighting ChatGPT to believe 2 plus 2 equals 5.
And in that sense, I guess with unsupervised or not unsupervised, but reinforcement in the wrong way, I guess, that it be manipulated very easily, and therefore will be easily like turned bad.
That's like a sped up process of children, isn't it?
I guess, yeah, in a way, yeah.
Because if you brainwash a child into being like, oh yeah, murder is fine. Oh yeah, being racist is a good thing. You know, they're probably not going to turn out so good.
Yeah.
So they're basically the
And
same
you know,
thing
and
as
you know
AI.
how children sometimes doubts people that just straight up almost. Okay, actually, maybe it doubts depending on like the ratio of good
Yeah.
and bad. But
It definitely like ChatGPT definitely didn't believe the first guy to do it, but
Mhm.
probably because like if
you did it
like
so many times.
10,000
though.
people did it,
Yeah.
then it would end up believing it. It's just like if every single person told a child that I don't know, orange is
Black.
illegal,
Yeah. No,
then
it
it would just grow up believing that orange is illegal.
Mhm.
And it would like if somebody's like orange is not illegal, then it'll be like, no, it literally is because everyone told me that.
Have you any of you guys been gaslighted to that extent?
I've done it to some people and been like, I'm just kidding, by the way. It's definitely not true.
Wait, sorry, I completely zoned out. Like my brain just didn't work. Consequences
we're
of
talking
recording at
about, like-
12:50.
We're talking about like gaslighting children and how if enough people do it, then the children will grow up thinking that that's the truth. And if somebody tells them that it's not the truth, then they'll think that they're wrong because everyone else told them that that's the truth. And then Jerry asked, have you ever been gaslighted that way to that extent?
Yeah. In North Korea, basically that's what happens to all their population. Like,
Bro,
Oh my
Jerry is
god.
like,
in North Korea, how
Yeah.
their culture is they're kind of grown up to believe that Kim Jong Un is basically God. It's like a holy religious figure, and that like when they hear otherwise, they consider like, oh, it's Western propaganda or like whatever.
I'm trying to think of like times in my life that has happened and that I know now that is untrue. I don't think so. I think my parents are actually like really, really good parents. It might be because they waited so long to like
What about
for me
Santa?
to be born.
I think Santa's like a good um
I
example.
my
of
parents
gaslighting.
like told me from the beginning that Santa doesn't exist, but not to
Yeah,
tell
same.
anyone else because they didn't want me to ruin the fun of other people.
Yeah.
I'm like the kids. I'm like the kid that okay. I don't know.
I'm
never
the kid that ruined it for other
accepted-
people anyways.
I never
my goodness.
accepted
I never
Santa
told
in the
anyone.
first place. That was me.
Actually, no, I told one person because I didn't like them. I was like, Santa isn't real.
No,
Dude, that
I
was my,
found
like,
okay. No,
the
I was
extent of
introduced to
my-
Santa when I was like 4, and I found it super creepy. So I was like, "What the hell? Oh, no, I'm not believing in
Dude,
that." Like,
yeah, dude, the song is so creepy. He knows when you're asleep, he knows when you're awake.
yeah,
Bro is like a stalker. He's like in your walls.
bro. Like back in China, there's just always like in the malls and during Christmas, there's like always this like statue of Santa with like a creepy smile. It's like okay, as a 4-year-old, it's a statue that's significantly bigger than you. It's a fat man smiling at you, like with his arms reached out. I don't know about that, bro. Like I
Yeah,
don't
that
know
is
about that.
terrifying.
Santa isn't real, kids.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mr. Poon, please don't play this to any little children that still believe in Santa. We will ruin their dreams. It's not because we talked about anything else in this podcast, just Santa. Oh yeah, okay. Similar thing to the Santa being creepy. Do you guys think like dolls are like creepy.
God, I hate dolls. Oh
I
my god.
I absolutely hate
I
dolls.
hate
I mean,
dolls,
Barbie's
bro.
not bad, but like that's basically like an action figure. Action figures are cool for me, but like dolls, like I don't know why. I just really don't like them.
I think it's the eyes.
Maybe, yeah.
I think it's the eyes for me. Like
Ugh.
no soul, unblinking, huge, staring at you.
What do you guys think about the Actually, I guess it's similar to deepfake, the AI that mimics people's voices.
Oh, I've seen that. I've seen
that's-
so many
that's-
memes about Joe Biden on
Right.
this.
Oh,
It's
yeah, like
It's
crazy.
like the
Joe
president's
Biden-
playing
Joe
like playing one
Biden-
every game,
Yes.
right? It's like
Yeah.
it's like Joe
I
Biden,
don't
Donald
even know
Trump,
which ones are real
Obama.
of Joe Biden
No,
because
no,
he
no, it
talks
was-
so funny.
Oh, it was Joe Biden, Donald Trump, Obama.
We
I
are
think
playing
Yo,
Valorant.
Elon
Well-
Musk.
Dude, no. There's
Elon-
one of that.
Elon Musk,
Plus Ben
Levy
Shapiro playing
Rosman.
CS.
Levy Rosman.
They're so funny though.
They had Gotham chess playing Minecraft. The president of the United States.
I find that really like I don't
I
know.
find that really
It's-
not.
Dude, it's
I-
so
the- I feel
convincing,
like-
in my opinion. It's
Yeah,
so
I feel like the
convincing. in my
social,
opinion.
like the social impacts of that, like
Yeah, it's so
you
dangerous.
can literally ruin someone's life with that.
With how
Like
deepfake's
just
developing,
just manufacture something that they never said before, and like as Jerry said, it's so convincing. Like a lot of people will believe it's real.
imagine
this is
that.
why
No,
you don't wanna
imagine
post too
showing
much
that
stuff online.
to someone who's never seen deepfake.
Right. Like
Dude,
the
that is
only reason we know
terrifying.
it's deepfake is because there's no way Joe Biden, Donald Trump, and Gotham Chess will be playing Minecraft together.
And then they do. Yeah,
Comedy show.
it's very. I don't know. I think it's really funny. Like the videos that people are doing for like humor purposes, it's funny, but the actual effects of it is dangerous.
Mhm.
Like really dangerous. I feel like, especially like
I feel like they
like-
have to have a way to enforce it.
It's impossible though.
Is it? Oh, I really think
Like,
there
can you
has to be a
enforce
way.
deepfake? I don't think so.
No, not the video representation. Maybe in like the communication.
All right.
Let's just end this
call this
episode
the late night
for now.
episode. The late
Um,
night Jerbear Sigma experience. So we're gonna be closing out here at around 1 a.m.
Yeah, 1 a.m.
Or do we
Well,
have
not-
like an
not right
outro?
Yeah, thanks
okay,
for
well,
watching.
Thanks for
eating-
watching the Jerbear
thanks for
Sigma
watching,
experience, guys.
and
Yeah.
do the
The
outro.
Jerbear
Yeah,
Sigma
make sure you drink
experience.
water.
Hi, Mr. Poon. It's the editor here. The upcoming segment is just a couple of the clips that I cut out, but I thought they were kind of funny or entertaining or an interesting conversation, so I just left them here in case you wanted to listen to them. I guess we should like, can you guys do this again tomorrow morning?
20 minutes
Let's
ago.
Yeah, we can close it.
let's just like call this let's just, oh my god, I can't speak right now. Luke, I think you're gonna have to do a lot of editing.
But there's a super fucking fat guy, right?
Slightly off topic here, but it might be snowing.
It is? Wait.
Is it-
I have a window representing me.
I don't
It
know.
is.
It like on my computer it says snowfall, and Microsoft weather is saying there might be.
It's not snowing here yet for me.
It says snowfall
Smells
warning.
Cloudy on Google when I search up the weather.
Do you think the school's ever gonna give us a snow day?
Nope.
No, I don't
No.
think anymore. This is
I-
our
I
last
don't
year.
Bro,
Snow.
it's like almost March. No way.
Yeah, they're not gonna give us a snow day.
Bro, I have to
Unless-
censor that. Oh my goodness.
My bad.
Or I might just not censor it because I don't think Mr. Poon cares anyway. I'll just take out
Probably.
the big things. I don't think he really minds. Mr.
Hey,
Poon,
yeah.
if you're
Mr.
hearing
Poon,
this,
we are sorry.
Yeah, I
Oui.
probably didn't censor it. That's my bad, but
No,
didn't
it's my
feel the
bad
need
for
to.
saying in the first place.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, we're very sorry for being bad ICGS students.
Yeah.
Did not
what do you
consider
guys
the
think
social and ethical
that's-
impacts of our words.
True. Yeah, I have like two sides.
Yeah.
It's like either I'm like super dark or I really like cute things.
Oh wait, oh my
Why
god.
the image came into my head? It's like it's either two wolves. One wants to kiss men, the other one wants to kiss men.
I've seen that. That's so good.
I'm sorry, you need to cut that out. By the way.
No. We're leaving that in. I'm gonna edit
Oh
that
my-
image in because it'd be really funny.
Oh.
I wonder if this is gonna be played to the class because that would be pretty bad.
If this was put to the class, I think. I don't know. I don't know.
I
I think,
think people would
dude,
take away
the contrast in the podcast would be so crazy. Because I
would
bet
be
like
so
Harry,
funny,
no.
though.
I bet like Harry and Jack are gonna be like having a philosophical debate about like AI technology and the implications of it on society as a whole, and then there's just us here, just like
And you-
doing whatever.
Although ours is pretty philosophical. It's like actually really deep.
I do not feel philosophical at all. I'm just saying what comes to my mind.
I think we're doing pretty good job. Mr. Poon,
Yeah,
you
let's
should tell us how
go.
we're doing. Are we doing a good job? If you have any questions, please leave it in the comments down below. And don't forget to subscribe because only 0% of our viewers are actually subscribed.
Like and share.
Yeah, like and share.
Maybe not
Yeah.
share. Like.
Yeah, maybe don't share this. Probably not a great idea.
Yeah, especially not to the school administration, please.